from
English Rose Tea Room in Carefree, serving afternoon tea and traditional British fare in a Victorian tea room atmosphere. Open for lunch and afternoon tea 7 days a week. Information at 480-488-4812, carefreetea.com.
I'm Mark Tarbell. Join me for an all-new episode of Plate and Pour. This week, we'll head out to Scottsdale to visit Fairview Honest Craft, tucked into the Bespoke Inn. And check out Barrio Cafe for modern Mexican and some classic cars in Phoenix. All this and more, so don't miss an all-new episode of Plate and Pour. Tonight at 7, only on Arizona PBS.
I'm Alberto Rios. Join me on the next Art in the 48. Together, we'll explore the arts right here in Arizona with the people who are creating art and sharing it too. So look around your community. Art is everywhere. An all-new Art in the 48, tonight at 7:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Ready to watch the best of PBS anytime, anywhere, on nearly any device? It's easy with the PBS Video app. Simply download the PBS Video app on your mobile or streaming device. Now you can watch the latest PBS episodes or catch up on the shows you missed, discover new favorites from PBS, and local content from your PBS station.
Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
Hi, I'm Dr. Terry Woodbeck. Parenting is a tough job. If you need help, you're not alone. Remember, you are your child's example of what it means to be loving, nurturing, and compassionate. Visit azpbs.org/strongkids for helpful parenting resources.
Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
There's never been a more important time to make sure facts and the truth are driving conversation. Washington Week is an island of civil discourse in a chaotic media environment. On Friday nights, we gather the best reporters in the nation to unpack what's really happening and have a conversation that's not about point of view, but about informing the American people.
Washington Week.
All new Friday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Support comes from the Arizona Renaissance Festival. The annual festival for the whole family returns to its village near Florence Junction Saturdays and Sundays through March 29th. Tickets and directions are at Fry's and at ArizonaRenFestInfo.com.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Pro-abortion and anti-abortion advocates facing off over reproductive rights, while Planned Parenthood is calling some recent bills a direct attack on women's health care.
Plus, the coronavirus is continuing to spread in China. What ASU is doing to support students studying abroad.
And a controversial Super Bowl commercial featuring the legendary Pat Tillman, igniting a firestorm on social media.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Jamie Landers.
And I'm Julian Parras. Thanks for joining us.
Activists gathered at the Arizona State Capitol this morning to protest several anti-immigration bills, saying they suppressed voter rights.
Alexa Fuenmayor was there. She joins us now to explain which bills they are against and why. Alexa.
Dozens of protesters came together to take a stand on two bills that are currently moving through the House and Senate. The first bill, HB 2598, is said to be an SB 1070 2.0 and would force local law enforcement to abide by ICE. The other bill, SB 1032, would eliminate the curing period for ballots that would allow voters who forgot their signature to still be counted.
We're going to be here, we're going to stand up, we're going to fight back, and we're going to go into this election with a clean election. We're not going to have any rigging of the rules going in 2020.
The Senate Judiciary Committee voted 4-3 along party lines to advance SB 1032. HB 2598 was taken off the agenda in the House, but activists did deliver a letter to Governor Doug Ducey's office asking him to support their cause. In the broadcast center, Alexa Fomayor, Cronkite News.
A lobbyist says she felt sexually harassed and her career has suffered since she received unwanted, explicit photos of an Arizona lawmaker and the legislator's future husband, according to the Associated Press. The lobbyist also says in a court deposition that a sweeping report on sexual harassment at the state capitol did not accurately portray her allegations against Republican Representative Michelle Ujanti-Rita. The lawmaker became a face of the Me Too movement in Arizona when she publicly accused Republican Representative Don Shooter of repeated sexual harassment. Her claims eventually contributed to Shooter's expulsion from the legislature.
I appreciate the courage that it took for those who are in the report to come forward. And I ask that anyone out there who has any sort of allegation of some misconduct by us, not to be afraid to show the same kind of courage that was shown by those who came forward. Because we as elected officials must be held to the highest of standards.
Late Wednesday, a spokesman for Senate Minority Leader David Bradley released a statement saying, in part, the allegations contained in the deposition appear to be a clear violation of our sexual harassment policy, and it warrants further investigation. Right now, Planned Parenthood advocates and anti-abortion advocates are facing off over bills some say would limit information on abortions in the state's 211 information system.
Cronkite News reporter Delaney White spoke to both sides of the issue at the Arizona Capitol.
Bills in the House and the Senate would allocate funds for what supporters call a family health program and what opponents call a stealth move to halt reproductive rights.
It's just wrong. The government should not be lying by omission to predominantly women, but just to people who are looking for quality health care.
It's unfortunate that those who favor legalized abortion have strong opposition to a bill designed to help women in need, that this should be a common ground issue. And so there really should be no opposition to this bill. Let's reach women, let's give women the services that they need, and then if they decide to carry their child.
Both pro-choice and anti-abortion advocates shared their views outside the Capitol this morning before the hearing of House Bill 2388. Opponents say the bill would provide millions of dollars to market the 211 system to limit references to abortion and to spend on a program that promotes childbirth over abortion.
If this bill were to pass and if we were to fund this referral system with this caveat, any provider that does any kind of even mentions abortion won't be referred patients who are in need of health care, and so it'll end up with patients having to travel long distances to get the health care that they need when there might be a qualified provider just in their backyard.
Kathy Herod, president of the Center for Arizona Policy, says the bill has the potential to make a positive impact on the lives of mothers.
House Bill 2388, and it provides for a family health pilot program that would provide for alternatives to abortion, and it is modeled after some programs in other states, and it also provides money for the 211 community referral services line.
The executive director of Planned Parenthood Advocates of Arizona says that lawmakers need to consider the rights of women.
I'm here because, unfortunately, there are two bills, one in the Senate and one in the House, that are a direct attack on women's health care and anyone, frankly, that has a uterus on their health care.
The bills are still making their way through the Arizona legislature. In the studio, Delaney White, Cronkite News.
Developing now. The U.S. Department of State has issued a level 4 do not travel advisory for China because of the coronavirus outbreak. Universities across the country have moved to cancel the upcoming study abroad programs. Currently, ASU has not taken that step, but has issued a proposal to students studying in China. In an email which Cronkite News obtained, the ASU Study Abroad Office is offering students the option to return early from their study programs. It will also assist them in enrolling in spring semester classes. The email also warns students to stay away from China because it will pose significant health threats. Now, we reached out to ASU Study Abroad Office, but they declined to comment.
New tonight, a mental health treatment center is opening in Maryville, a community that has struggled to get and maintain community medical services. I talked to facility leaders about what that center means for the West Valley. Maryville Hospital shut down 3 years ago, leaving more than 100,000 people without nearby health services. Last April, emergency services opened at Valleywise Behavioral Health Center. This month, they are further narrowing a West Valley gap with a mental health treatment center.
Today, we're seeing between 80 and 100 patients a day in our emergency department. And so when you pair that with a behavioral health facility of this kind, and then with the remarkable collaboration that we've had with Maricopa County and the court, with this facility, you can begin to see how this unique facility will make a significant difference in the care of our community.
The Maryville Hospital Health Court will eventually house 192 beds, and that may mean a shorter wait time for patients.
So it really prevents the situation of someone who's in need of an evaluation but is unable to take advantage of that evaluation because there was not enough beds.
Leaders in charge of the facility showed us one wing of the behavioral unit. They say it was designed to maximize safety without sacrificing comfort.
Our facility provides a safe environment in their room, in their bathroom, so that they're able to have the same amenities that they would at their house, but with a safer approach.
Patients can play games, watch movies, and interact with others in treatment in the unit's recreation area. The court will accept its first patients next week and will be fully operating by April.
Check out this incredible video being shared online today. It shows a pack of coyotes taunting a cat before catching it. According to 12 News, this happened in the city of Surprise, and now many people who live nearby are on edge. They offered 3 tips to keep coyotes away from your home and pets. First, wave your arms and make a lot of noise. You can also use a squirt gun or garden hose to scare them off, or shine a bright light at the coyotes. Coming up next on Cronkite News at 5, a national ban on many flavored e-cigarettes is now in effect.
We'll tell you which ones are still for sale and why the FDA is cracking down.
And the President's State of the Union address still trending on social media. A look at what people are saying today after the break.
With wildfires, a scarcity of water, and other environmental issues facing the Earth today, it's critical to stay up to date with local impacts of a changing climate. That's why we created Elemental, covering sustainability, a multimedia collaboration between public television and radio stations. From climate change to water conservation to renewable energy and much more, Elemental covers the latest in sustainability news. Find our stories on our website, elementalreports.com.
Ready to watch the best of PBS anytime, anywhere, on nearly any device? It's easy with the free PBS Video app. Simply download the PBS Video app on your mobile or streaming device. Now you can watch the latest PBS episodes or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and local content from your PBS station.
You'll find there's never a dull moment in this house.
Welcome to Downton.
This house has no secrets.
Downton is catching up with the times we live in.
This calls for a toast.
Makes you want to jig about, though, doesn't it?
Heavens, we are quite a party.
Oh, goody goody.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. You know, I don't go anywhere without my passport. And now, thanks to PBS Passport, you can travel with me and watch all 10 seasons of Rick Steves Europe and all my travel specials. This exclusive streaming service is just for our members. Not only can you see all my shows, but you can see thousands of hours of your favorite public television shows. Become a member today and get your passport.
A nationwide policy on flavored cartridge-based e-cigarette products went into effect today. Last month, the Food and Drug Administration announced companies must stop manufacturing, distributing, and selling most of the flavored cartridge-based e-cigarettes. Tobacco and menthol are the only two flavored cartridges still allowed in stores. But retailers can still sell bottles of flavored e-liquid and disposables. The policy change comes amid concerns about the growing number of young people using e-cigarette products. The FDA is giving businesses time to comply with the policy, and it says it will wait to issue punishments until after May 12th.
It's been a big week for President Donald Trump. Yesterday, he was acquitted in his Senate impeachment trial, and on Tuesday, the president delivered his third State of the Union address to the nation from the U.S. Capitol. Trump took to Twitter yesterday, sharing this meme with campaign signs rotating through the years. Meanwhile, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi went on camera to explain why she got angry, ripping up a copy of the president's speech and tossing it to the side.
As required by the Constitution of the United States, the president is to submit in writing or in person his statement of the State of the Union. What happened instead was the president using the Congress of the United States as a backdrop for a reality show, presenting a state of mind that had no contact with reality whatsoever.
Yesterday, we asked with many commentators saying the State of the Union address felt like reality television. What moments stood out to you the most and why? Over 100 of you have responded. Mel posting, when I realized if I imagined Alex Baldwin giving the speech instead of Mr. Trump, I could actually watch the whole thing. If you think of it, it was a pretty good skit for SNL. Carol shared her support for the president, saying Trump is the best president we have had in years and years. Pelosi is the worst Speaker of the House in years and years. And Linda chimed in saying that she thinks both sides were petty and immature. It's not too late to join the heated debate. Just go to our Cronkite News Facebook page to weigh in.
In just a few minutes, the innovative change Phoenix plans to make to become carbon neutral by 2050.
The city says it will also help them save money, electricity, and time. More on this new technology when Cronkite News returns.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. Being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
Welcome to another edition of Cronkite Sports Now. I'm Taylor Rocha. Let's talk sports.
For the latest on local sports and beyond, we've got you covered.
Let's do this thing.
We challenge reporters to go beyond, a game story. We want stories with depth.
It's just a crucial step from the college experience into the professional experience while you're still in school.
At Cronkite Sports Now, watch the journalists of tomorrow cover sports today.
Cronkite Noticias is the Spanish-speaking division of Cronkite News, covering topics such as economics, education, sustainability, immigration, and border relations. Cronkite Noticias strives to serve the Spanish-speaking community in Arizona. Under the guidance of prominent Spanish-speaking professionals, students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism develop content for our broadcast partner, Univision, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. Explore Cronkite Noticias at cronkitenoticias.azpbs.org.
Mesa Mayor John Giles announced a plan to offer free tuition at Mesa Community College for eligible students graduating from local high schools. The plan to make higher education more affordable in Arizona is part of his Mesa College Promise campaign. Giles says the program won't require a tax increase, but the cost will be shared by the city.
Improved visibility can help reduce crime and increase pedestrian safety, according to the National Institute of Justice. As Cronkite News reporter Isabella Holsizer explains, that's part of why the city of Phoenix recently flipped the switch on new streetlights.
Phoenix is one of several cities in the U.S., including New York City, Los Angeles, and Seattle, who have all made the switch to LED streetlights. Nearly 100,000. That's the amount of new LED energy-efficient streetlights that are now all around Phoenix.
What we have currently is a LED. It's the newest and the greatest.
The choice to make the switch was easy,
which is a much more energy-efficient source of energy and source of light. And it differs from the old system that we had, which was a high-pressure sodium. That was a lot less energy efficient, a lot high maintenance.
The change to LED lights is part of an effort for Phoenix to move toward cleaner energy goals. The nation's 5th largest city aims to be carbon neutral by 2050.
Well, the motivation for Phoenix or any city to switch out their traffic lights from an older format to the LEDs to save money, to save electricity, to save the amount of time you have to go up there and change the light bulbs. These are going to last for a lot longer.
The city says that switching to these streetlights will reduce carbon emissions by 18,000 metric tons. But you're probably wondering, what does that even mean? Well, it's about the equivalent to taking 3,800 cars off of the roadway. In addition to the energy savings, the city estimates saving $3.5 million in annual energy costs. An Arizona State professor who specializes in sustainability says the LED lights work better than traditional bulbs.
But they work better. So that's the cool thing about this kind of technology that's happening more and more about energy efficiency things, is they find they could actually be a better product and save money from using it. So it's a win-win.
The LED streetlights have longer lifespans and provide better light quality than traditional bulbs. City officials say the LED fixtures will also reduce maintenance costs. The Phoenix City Council approved the LED conversions, and then it went through several years of testing before we made the switch. In downtown Phoenix, Isabella Holsizer, Cronkite News.
And transitioning over to weather, we bring in our weatherman, CJ Chaires.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here. So, you know, it's actually been really cold these past couple days.
Yeah, I did not come to Arizona for this.
Yeah, no, for sure. People in the valley are definitely not been used to the temperatures we've experiencing the past couple days, but no need to worry. That will start to warm up beginning this week. As you can see right now in Phoenix Sky Harbor, it is 56 right now, partly cloudy. Nothing too crazy to report yet. Obviously no rain or anything like that today, but it is quite nice right now if you just step out. Looking at across the state, in Prescott, Sedona, and Payson, 59, 54, and 48 respectively, as you go up to the high country near Grand Canyon and Page, be 43 and 48 on the west side of the state. And Yuma is 67. Going on to this evening, those clear skies you're seeing right now will carry on over tonight. Sunset is scheduled for sometime after 6. So if you guys do plan on stepping out tonight, just know that as the sun sets, the temperatures will drop and you will probably need some kind of coat or jacket for those evening plans. Looking from across the valley, 36 in Scottsdale, you go farther east, 34 in Tempe, 33 in Mesa, and towards the north in Cave Creek, it is 38 and 39 in Deer Valley. Now looking over to the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what do you know? It's looking like to be a beautiful weekend. This weekend, we're actually going to be above average to what we're used to. You see those temperatures are in the mid 70s. But as we kick off next week, Sunday and Monday, we actually have 50% chance of rain. That will diminish as we go on to the middle of the week. And by Friday, we'll be back down to a 10% chance of rain that day. But be sure to tune in to Cronkite News tomorrow at 5. We'll keep you updated on those storm chances in the following week.
Major controversy continuing tonight over a Super Bowl commercial featuring Pat Tillman.
While some say it was in bad taste, others thought the ad showed respect for the beloved Arizona icon. So what do you think? More on that up next.
As journalists at Cronkite News, we report on stories that matter to you by focusing on the local impact. We dig deeper and work tirelessly to keep you informed.
Live in Wickerburg.
Live in Los Angeles.
In Cleveland, in Washington, in Louisville.
From Jerusalem. Live in Philadelphia. From around the world to right here in Phoenix.
At Cronkite News, we report the facts and stick to the truth.
Here at Cronkite News, we have producers who craft shows that make an impact on our community. Our broadcasts allow students to be involved in all levels of production, from producing to directing. We are guided by highly respected professionals who mentor the journalists of tomorrow. From technical directing to teleprompting and beyond, our production crew works tirelessly to produce meaningful and award-winning shows. We are Cronkite News on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
On Super Bowl Sunday, the commercials are almost as big as the game itself. One of those spots featured a statue of the late Pat Tillman, sparking a bit of criticism. Carly Mathias caught up with someone who was close to Tillman, who said he believed it was actually a wonderful tribute. Carly?
The NFL ad starts with a kid playing football in an open field when he takes a kick and starts running, and keeps running, encountering all kinds of past and present NFL greats along the way. On his way across America, the kid runs by State Farm Stadium, home of the Arizona Cardinals, where he stops to stare at the statue of Pat Tillman out front. There were mixed reactions to featuring the former Sun Devil and Cardinal great who died while serving in the Army. Some said his memory was being exploited, while many who knew him well said they appreciated the nod to their friend.
Pat passed away 16 years ago, and to have that be a moment, I think is outstanding. Pat wasn't an all-pro every year, and he didn't play for 15 years, and all the people in that video, I mean, you got some Hall of Famers in there, and someone took the time to say, you know what, we need to give 10 seconds here to kind of have us take a step back. I thought it was wonderful.
Whether or not the ad was problematic is still up for discussion, but it's still evident that his legacy is still very much alive. In the Broadcast Center, Carly Mathias, Cronkite News.
We want to hear from you now. Do you think the commercial exploited Pat Tillman or showed respect? Right now, over 80% of you say it was respectful.
We're getting lots of comments on this poll. Andrew wrote, I personally don't think it was exploitive. I found it to be a show of respect. It stopped me in my tracks when watching. I loved it, but I can see the others' opinions and where they're coming from.
Dave pointed out probably not what Pat would have wanted, but the legend lives on.
And Tracy says, given the circumstances around him, my question would be, did they consult his family about his inclusion? I'm going to guess no.
It's not too late to join the conversation. Just go to our Cronkite News Twitter feed to vote in our live interactive poll.
Cronkite News is proud to be part of the news division for Arizona PBS. And here's what's coming up next on Arizona Horizon.
On the next Arizona Horizon, an effort to help school leaders close student achievement gaps, and the Chandler Center for the Arts celebrates its 30th anniversary. That's on the next Arizona Horizon.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
I'm Alberto Rios. Join me on the next Art in the 48. Together, we'll explore the arts right here in Arizona with the people who are creating art and sharing it too. So look around your community. Art is everywhere. An all-new Art in the 48 tonight at 7:30 only on Arizona PBS.
Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.